Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Today we got early access to Boothill, who has a gun in his arm. Yes, that's right. Boothill is the latest mechanical robot character coming out in Honkai Star Rail, and we have early access. Now, I should leave a disclaimer here that this footage is recorded on the Creator Media server, so this may not be fully indicative of the final product. But with that all being said, let's go talk about Boothill. But also quickly, if you're not already, make sure to subscribe. Only a small percentage of you are actually subscribed, and it really doesn't take that much time at all. So make sure to hit that subscribe button, and let's go talk about Boothill's kit. I'm gonna try my best not to do a Western accent all day today, but it's gonna be hard with Boothill. Anyways, let's talk about his kit. Sorry, I'm gonna stop doing that the rest of the video today. Anyways, let's talk about Boothill and what he does. So, let's start with his normal attack. Like any good character, his normal attack is pretty useless on its own. It just does a little kick and does around 3,000 damage. However, that is not the end of Boothill's normal attack. There is a lot more to that ability than meets the eye, because there is actually a second version of his basic attack, which is only unlocked after using his skill ability, which is going to lock us on to a single target. As you can see, if I try to target other enemies, it's going to say cannot select this target because we have to select the one with the standoff state. Now, what is standoff? So standoff is an unremovable state from the enemy. This is considered to be a taunted state in which the enemy is forced to select Boothill as its attack target. And while in this state, the enemy is going to take increased damage from Boothill. As we can see here, Boothill is going to do increased damage. That was a good 10k, and you can see the enemy is still in the standoff state. This state will not go away until the enemy is dead. When Boothill gets his turn back up, you'll see that again, we just cannot go and select other characters. The only character we can attack is the big mechanical robot in the middle. There is only two ways to get rid of this mark. One, if Boothill kills the enemy, like he's gonna do. Oh, come on. Well, if the enemy did die there, then you can see the state was now removed. But the second way to remove the state is if the enemy gets weakness broken. But obviously, the enemy is going to need to have a physical weakness if we want to break them. Now, how do we apply physical weakness to the enemy? Well, there's actually one really simple, easy way with Boothill's ultimate. As you can see, any enemy we attack with the ultimate, it's actually going to apply physical weakness to the enemy. This lasts for 2 turns, and on top of that, the enemy is going to actually have their action delayed by 40%. As you can see on the turn order, the enemy going down, and Boothill is going to get a sick animation and shoot the enemy clean dead. Now, there is actually one more way in which we can apply physical weakness to the enemy, and that is by using Boothill's enhance ability. We're going to attack an enemy here, and as you can see, that enemy did not have a physical weakness. However, thanks to Boothill's talent, the next time we use a skill, we're actually going to apply physical weakness with that skill. You can see it in the enemy's element weakness bar there. We're going to apply physical weakness with this skill. Essentially, he's like a silver wolf, but for just physical. It's really awesome. And those are about the only 2 ways that I know to apply physical weakness. Now we've talked about everything you need to know mostly about Boothill. There is one thing left, and that is his talent, which is actually a very fundamental part of his kit and what makes him so good. Now, you may have noticed down there in the bottom left, he has 3 little counters of something. Now, let's discuss what those are. Those are what are referred to as pocket trick shot. Now, these little pocket trick shot counters increase our enhanced basic attacks toughness reduction by 50%. Toughness reduction basically just determines how fast we're able to break the enemy's little white bar there. So the more toughness reduction we have, the faster we're able to break the enemy, which is kind of Boothill's entire kit, is just trying to break enemies and deal damage as fast as possible. Now, how do we get these little points to increase our toughness reduction? Well, there is one way: by killing enemies in the standoff state. Anytime we kill or weakness break an enemy while in standoff, we're actually going to gain a point. So first, I'm going to have to either apply a weakness here or just kill the enemy in standoff, and then you're going to see we're going to gain a point there. So here, let's kill this one, and as you can see, we're going to gain a little point down there, and we now have 1 point of pocket trick shot. Now, you may be thinking, well, it's kind of useless. What if the enemy is already toughness broken? I mean, there's no point, because if their toughness is already already broken, then there's really no point to this pocket trick shot. No, there is. Because if the target is already weakness broken, which is when their toughness is reduced to 0, then our enhanced basic attack is actually going to deal more break damage, equal to 70%, 120, 170, based on the amount of points we have. So right now we have 2 points, so we would deal 120% break effect damage. And that's why the break effect meta is coming to Honkai Star Rail. We saw it with Ruan Mei. Now we're seeing it with Boothill. These break effect characters are becoming a lot more common. And honestly, I'm enjoying it a lot. And that, my friends, is most of Boothill's kit. Let me know what you thought about it down in the comments below. Before we stop talking about that though, I should just note his bonus abilities. First off, when he is in the standoff state and gaining pocket trick shot, he's also going to regenerate 10 energy as well. For his second bonus ability, Ghost Load, it's actually going to increase our crit rate and crit damage based on the amount of break effect we have, making him one of the only characters in the game that you just want to stack as much break effect as possible on. Then for his second Lash Trace, while Boothill is in the standoff mode, he's actually going to reduce the damage he receives from targets that are not in standoff by 30%. So essentially, he's kind of like a DPS tank while in standoff mode. A lot of cool things about Boothill. But anyways, now that we're done talking about his kit, I want to talk more about some light cones for him and a bit about his relics as well. Now, Boothill, best in slot light cone gonna be his signature, like always. This signature is actually super nice. It gives you an extra 60% break effect, and if you have over 150% break effect, you're actually gonna gain an additional 12% speed, and speed is an important stat on Boothill. Now, I don't want to go too deep into light cones here because this is an early beta Boothill, and as far as I can tell, none of these 4-star light cones have break effect passives, and that's really what Boothill bases his entire kit around, is having as much break effect as possible. So I don't want to make too many suggestions just yet. However, one I do really like is swordplay, because Boothill is going to be attacking the same enemy most of the time. So increasing his damage dealt on the same enemy, I think will be a very good light cone for him. The other 5 stars I kind of like are Sleep Like the Dead because of the crit damage increase. And then also when your basic attack or skill doesn't result in a crit, you actually just get an automatic crit, which is super useful. Baptism of Pure Thought I'm sure will be great too, because I do believe the standoff ability is considered a debuff. So you're always going to have at least 8% extra crit damage. Not to mention if you have other debuffs on the enemy, I'm sure this will be a great light cone like most of the 5 stars are. Now for Boothill's relics, let's talk about them. You can see them. I mean, it's really not that complicated. Dude wants break effect, a lot of it. You want to try to max out this Ghost Load ability as much as you can. And for that, I would recommend having in the realm of like 250% break effect, as we can see on the test server Boothill right here. Also, for this set in particular, you are going to want to have 145 speed, or else you're not going to get Talia Kingdom of Banishree's full set effect, which gives him the most break effect possible. That's why I always recommend going something like speed boots, again, just with a lot of break effect. Body, I definitely go crit rate for sure, or you can go physical damage, but you also have the option of attack percent. And then also break effect is going to be his best rope. That should be abundantly obvious. Obviously, you can also just go a mix of 2 pieces, like 2-piece Musketeer Wild Wheat and something like a 2-piece speed or the 2-piece break effect. All of those are really good options. But anyways, what I really wanted to get to in this video was not talking about his kit, because we're going to do that all in future videos. What I want to do is test out some teams. Team testing. I want to see who he works best with. And I have one really good opinion that he's probably going to work well with Ruan Mei. And I wonder why that could be. I don't know. So let's try out Boothill here. We're going to pair him with Ruan Mei, Luocha for heals, and then we can just do Robin for an additional buffer. And I want to see how fast we can kill this bug, because it has a physical weakness and we are gonna murder the ever-living hell out of this thing. Let's go, Ruan Mei. Now, the obvious reason why they work together is because of Ruan Mei's overtone ability, which increases our weakness break efficiency, which is gonna be pretty insane for Boothill, because the faster we break the enemy, the more damage we can do with Boothill. Let's start going here. And also with body boss enemies in particular, Boothill's actually especially good with because he really only needs to target down one enemy. So in boss battles, the standoff ability is even more useful because you don't have to worry about those side enemies and them dealing damage to Boothill. Let's support. Okay, let's get the buff now from Ruan Mei's ultimate. Oh wait, this guy does have allies, doesn't he? I forgot about that. Heal Boothill. Let's go. Debuff dispelled. We're gonna lock on to the boss again and we're gonna start murdering him. So close. A little more and I can weakness break. Broke. Let's go. We get 1 point. There we go. Our first point of pocket trick shot. Huge. Let's start killing the side enemies now. The faster we kill them, the more pocket trick shots we get. There we go. We got another one. We need to stack those up as fast as possible. We're going to kill the other side enemy. Boom. Other one dead. And we have max. Oh, no, we don't have max trick shot. I forgot I need to kill them with a skill. Shoot. We can't kill them with the ultimate. Okay, get this one. Stop him. We have max stacks now. Max toughness reduction and max weakness break. Huge. And this is exactly what we wanted on Boothill. Now, we're going to start murdering stuff. Look at all that toughness we're breaking. Bro, we're breaking like half of his HP bar with a single basic attack. That's insane. I mean, that's the power of Boothill. Let's welcome to my world. Luocha burst. And surely, yeah, Boothill just breaks him. Yep. And the thing is, we just don't lose those stacks. We keep those for the rest of battle. So no matter what, we're just going to completely destroy this guy's toughness bar and do crazy numbers as well. And we can even keep him weakness broken down because of Ruan Mei. Oh my goodness. It's so good. There goes half your toughness bar. Okay, let's break him. Goodbye. Broken. That just did, oh my goodness, 290,000. Replay that. Oh my gosh. Nearly killed him. And there we go. He's done. Now, something that's actually super nice about Boothill is that he actually keeps his pocket trick shots in between battles. We retain these for the start of the next battle. These actually don't leave us, so we only need to build them up once. If we go to another battle in the storage zone here, we just attack a random enemy, you're gonna see that we still have our full pocket trick shot stacks and we're still gonna just destroy enemies with them. Now that's great and all, but there's one more thing I want to try with Boothill. I want to super break him, and I'm sure you know what that means. That means pairing him with Harmony Trailblazer. We can even probably still include Ruan Mei on this team as well. Let's switch this Trailblazer over to Harmony, and now we can have super break Boothill. Okay, here we go. We got our super break team with Harmony Trailblazer. Let's see how we do. I'm ready. We're going to immediately impair on the enemy and bounce. Unfortunately, we don't have any weaknesses against Kakolia, which I did intentionally because I want to apply it with Boothill's ultimate because I think it's really cool. Oh, shoot. She has no weaknesses now. I forgot she could do that. We got to break her pillars. Goodbye, pillars. Or not yet. Crush them with the hand. There we go. Break the pillars. Let's go. Okay, here we go. We got all our ultimates up now. We got the Boothill ultimate to apply physical on her. And now we're going to get super break going. Do the goofy little dance. And then we also have Ruan Mei's ultimate. And we're about to go crazy with Boothill. Super break about to go insane. All we have to do is break the enemy first. There we go. Broken. Oh, 300k. Super break. Oh, I love that ability. It's so good. Okay, restore you. Dispelled. Oh, gosh. I think we'll be fine. Okay, we're good. Let's get him again. We need that Boothill ultimate up as fast as possible. Because right now, she does not have physical weakness. She needs to have that. There we go. Are you kidding me? She slowed him. Aw. Heal Boothill. This is why we have Luocha. Because those pesky effects do not matter anymore with him. And now look how much weakness we're taking away. Your toughness, gone. Not before you destroy us with a meteor, though. Gee. Okay. Again. Super break going. Ruan Mei ultimate. And break effect. About to go in. Goodbye. How much is this going to do? It just killed her. It just killed her. Oh my goodness. The one-shot break effect is insane. Harmony Trailblazer plus Boothill is actually the most broken combo in the entire game, and you cannot convince me otherwise. Super break is just so powerful, and there's nothing anybody can do about it. Watch this. Goodbye. Holy crap, 300k every time. We've already got him second phase almost. We got him second phase. That was like a single turn. Okay, here we go. Do this. And Boothill, say goodbye to the enemy. Almost a... It was a one-shot. 400k. He just one-shot straight up. That's the max level bug. Oh my goodness. Boothill is so broken. The break effect meta has never been more real. Max level bug versus a Boothill, a Trailblazer, and a Ruan Mei. That, my friends, is the power of Boothill. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'm going to see you all in the next one. Peace.